From my part, my name is Sarita. I'm starting from introduction. Uh, from the all the articles about the introduction, explain about the current issue in the simple way. The performance problems, the management issues is the can a number of the reasons. It's important to able to identify the root cause for the which the employee had this underlying problem in the to improve their performance. In the overall article, some performance management issues to help to manage employee better. There are many views to what the consistent to performance problem. And we also have employee perform issue when employee doesn't meet the specific requirement that the job entails, such as attendance, policy, objectives, and standard to uphold the organization culture. As usual, the performance issues are the outlined by the employee manager, that is documented by human resource afterwards. However, the human resource may take the responsibility to giving them to information to the employee about the performance issue and the documenting. For overall, we have to involve to their recognize the such a effort, employ the effort to acknowledging their contribution in the teamwork and also in the meeting. This can help to build up the sense to trust and support between the team and improve the overall satisfaction.
My name is Rosina, and I'm going to explain about my part, which is explain the details of current issue and how it affects employees' organizational performance. So for the first one, I want to talk about sophisticated performance management, which is the knowledge that I get from all read by all the articles, which is most managers find the maximizing of the performance of individuals and also the teams can be extremely challenging, which is harmonizing exacting skills, which is talents and knowledge, and also getting the best result of a complicated task. The complicated magnifies where there are mobile workforce, which is manager have to handle multiple projects with partners. We all know which is more complex, fast-paced world where companies expect to manage multiple projects and also they collaborate with distant efficiently will provide relevant information immediately. So for the companies, different size of thoroughly exciting software system, which is result number one, since the information has challenging match for their employees. And also they could find their knowledging surrounding people, which is there to increase their employees with what the best that manager can do with them. And also the information overload may be in fact just make the problem worse. And for me, the work of, for example, the work of Kaplan, one country, and Norton provides useful guide, which is in the 1990s, which is Kaplan and Norton introduced the balance, which is performance measurement system, and also they created the strategy map, which is tools help evaluate link between the investigate asset and value of equations. And this asset, which is they can typically categorize such as human and information and organizational. Kaplan also and Norton identify four keys to process in the performance management, which is the first one is clarify the translate and also the version of the strategy and communicate the link strategic objective and measures and plan and set targets and align strategies in the initiative. And the last one is encourage strategic feedback and learning. And this all this, they are over 20 years, they successfully use the method to different terms and project in many countries also follow this kind of step, which is so much helpful for the employees. And for the second one is infusion tools, which is I to understand demand of the company, which is industry sector that know via utilities. Moreover, like water, power, waste management, utilities pressure, and they also engage the conflict number of fronts, including providing the level of service, which is lowering costs, increasing their competitive and generating the profit that shall demand. And they also need to improve their asset portfolio management, which has become more innovative and create synergies across their value chains because of sustainability portions and of their operations outsourced and subcontractors, which is currently they are functioning with division with organization. How they accomplish this? This is part of corporate with a have area mostly invested in enterprise resources planning ERP and corporate performance management, which is CRP, and business intelligence BI system in the UK, France, and Germany to address these difficulties. Although they also disorganized sites, which is they're able to these software tools have been effective. There remain restriction even though the system have made different in some ways. So although they also have a best would like to be able to say the software and effective, which is everyone in the company can quickly effectively understand them. And the third one is the challenging of managing millions and society, which is as the technology has changed, so have many people using it, which is according to the UK, energy and utility skills due the aging workforce, there's significant capital expenditure program, which is the particular new technologies, which is power, waste management, and water industry need to recruit the more than 13,000 staff over the 5 years. And management practice today, therefore, address need to they know old-fashioned supervisor run risk of missing out the ideas they are brighter, and they also have a better educate the younger employees that will come in the future. So at the risk of generalizing, we can argue that society also have some of a big problem which change everything for the lifetime. For example, COVID-19, which all workers affects by different way and different situation that no one could imagine, such as management fall for the manage their workers, employees get rid of their work, and managers can't handle because of organization of the movement and etc. Because of the changing all the social thing. So the last one is unfocused appraisals, which is HR performance appraisals are the traditional process for the reviewing individuals and assessing how they are functioning at work. But they have a limitation and often are to keep terms with the strategy objective, and which is from the start. And performance review are the only undertaken by completely different, which is rarely typically look back forward more to forward. And it's happened because to the absence of real-time innovations, the issue may not be in fact right way. So causing the employees to continue moving the incorrect direction for weeks and even the months before the problem fixed. So rarely is the difference between the person's daily employment and also objective for them understood or the controlled, and along with the causing them with performance inefficiency. This distance is stressing out the managers in the position, which is already vulnerable, and also indignations and from the co-workers, especially in the case where mobility and impairs for the group ties. So with all the articles that I learned, the problem that always they're facing is how they're managing their employees, and also the situation changed them. Like I said, COVID-19 and some tools and some like management skills. So everything happened for the different movement and also different situations. So they could manager have to be more careful and also understand the problem deeply, and also make a good decision and have a meeting with all the important group members and also with their employee as well, and tell them everything directly and make the good decision to solve the problem that happened and also the upcoming problem. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Hello, Miss Nick. Today I will present the assignment work, which is we choose the title of performance problems. So myself is Saranya Devi. So next to my part. Okay, there is 5 opportunity of the performance problem to employees and the organizational regarding with the performance management. Okay, the first one is increase employee morale and employee retention. So most of organization that found which is that provide regular feedback for their employee benefit is become less than turnover than that the company do not. In addition, improve the quality of communication between managers and their team, and also their employees are twice as likely to be disengaged with, with their job if they are ignored by their manager, or with lower productivity, and also can hire. So the second one is make it easier to identify training needs. When employees skills and productivity are monitored in relation to the company goals on a regular or ongoing basis, it is much easier to identify training needs. And also, once the training opportunities are identified, so by the company, and also the current skill with the company needs, training can be provided help bridge the gap. Part, which is many employee will only stay with the company if they see the opportunity of growth and career, and it is the best way to help employees define their career path that maximize their skill, and also to identify the employee transfer within their organization. And also, because all employees are part of the process, manager or the employer are much more likely to provide equal opportunity to all the employees. And the fourth one is clearly define goals and expectations. When employees are involved to a performance management process, they are much more likely to be informed about the goals and expectation they are expected to how the job is in objective. Manager also more likely to will be an employee what they are expected of them, and also manager or the company will win and achieve the higher productivity and also moral while achieving their goals. And the fifth one is in micromanagement, which is this is a matter there is a probably nothing that employee had more than being when such as when employees are aware of how their performance and product goal, and they are receive for positive feedback for their work, and also they will be more likely to be self-motivated intent. They will be should and also would will be reduced to the micromanaged employees. The next one. The next slide. So the next is the challenges of performance problems to the employee and also organizational performance management. Okay, the first one is the lack knowledge or employee with a positive work ethics can be struggle if don't have the skill or understanding they need to fulfill to their job or their requirement or duties. And also, if an got also they will be carrying on with the naturally when they don't know what they are expected of the employer, it is will be easy to miss the target, and also other problems can be arise when employees but their expectations are unrealistic. In other words, we also can be the state issues that could light with the standard themselves rather than an employee commitments to meeting them. Third one, they are motivated. Some employees have all the information and skills needed to perform well in their jobs, but they still fall short due to low motivation, and also this motivation will be do their can be and one as the employees feel unappreciated, burnt out, or falls into a negative mindset for performance as gradually dropped over time. Low motivation could be to be while it is understandable and for any employee have such as an off day, or in some cases a job may be a poor fit for a reason outside of a proficiency and also their aptitude. For example, an employee's personal values or goals may be out of the sync with their role. And the last one is they have insufficient ability. Unfortunately, some causes of performance issues are not as easily reminded, especially if the employee attempt to help an employee. The employer attempt to help an employee develop their skills, but they are still disappointingly the result maybe point to be a general lack of ability rather than just a deficiency in certain skill. For example, an employee may lack the soft skill needed to work well with others. This may also be slow to learn or have trouble implementing feedback. There's some issues can be contribute to instance of leadership derailment. That's all from the challenges and the opportunity of performance problems. Thank you.
So regarding our comment on the issues in the article, for the first one, I think there is still a lot of business that take a good move to handle their issues during the crisis, such as Coca-Cola and also Ford car. But there is still a lot of company that is not looking forward on the issues regarding the PMS, performance management on the workers, which I think need to be looking at. For the second article, in my opinion, is that there's a lot of factors that impacted the employee performance within the organization. The higher level need to take action in order to overcome the problem. For the third one, it is a good paperwork for me, which discuss about the alternative and the method to improve the performance within the organization, which I think other business need to look out for this paperwork so that it can help them to improve their PMS. So the fourth one, it shows a lot of benefit and drawback of the performance evaluation, which I think can be a reference to other business in order to improve their performance management system. For the fifth one, I think it is a good move since not just the performance management system in school will help improve the teachers' performance, but it will also improve the education level in school, which give a lot of benefit to the students. For the sixth one, it's referred to the 4 research questions in the article, which relate to research problem, which I think will help to find a negative and positive outcome within the organization. It helped the organization a lot to overcome the negativity and to put up to the positivity. So for the article number 7, the reform will serve as tool for objectively measuring teachers' performance and holding them accountable for it. So with the presentation of performance management system for me, it will help increase the teachers' performance during their class or during their lesson, and it will improve the students' performance on their learning. So for the article number 8, it is a positive relationship between staffing and employee performance suggests that recruitment and selection practice can be an efficient investment for business because they can improve individual performance by introducing individual with high ability and motivation to the organization and giving them the opportunity to perform. So for the last article, so based on the article, there is a multiple function approach for the new performance resolution, which I think can resolve the underperform, and it should be used by a lot of organization. So that's all for the comment on the issues.
Okay, I will explain about the suggestion and recommendation. In my view, all of the research finding that the management must initiate effective performance management training and ensure that it's provide to all employees at all level of the organization. Training will definitely improve the current level of understanding regarding performance management among the employees. Not even provide training to employees. These three things also important for performance management in organization, which is do peer review or 360-degree feedback and management by objective and performance appraisal. So for do peer review or 360-degree feedbacks, it means this peer can provide both positive and constructive feedback through 360 degrees review. It's mean give people a broad assessment of their own performance based on the opinions of those around them. This process allows team members to grow by identifying or improvement in others while also considering their own development needs. And then for management by objective, which means this process involves define specific goals and determine how to achieve each of the goals. It's effective for specific tasks that must be complete one step at a time. This means it take time to finish that, to complete that. This method is a good way to foster a culture of working towards common goals because one goal is a meet, and then those involved are aware of their accomplishment, which improve moral and motivation. And then the last is performance appraisal. This means which is these are most likely use method of individual performance management. When used correctly in the right way, they can be very effective at align individual goals with the strategic goals and with the strategic goals of the business. Employees must believe that the appraisal is a regular or fair or honest and constructive two-way conversation between them and their between employees and employer. in order to be valuable. So I think these three are the correct way to define employees' performance and management in the organization. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. For the conclusion, the overall the problem performance problem for the overall article is what we get. We have to manage the employee performance is full of the challenges, and to manage the performance management to have to immerse. The first individual early need features and changing their heterogeneity of the workforce in the increase. We need to carry out the right program and also strategy that build the effective assist and proof to performance so the employee can grow up their skills. So for the performance problem with the overall article, the same thing what we get is now the point of the perception are changing, uh, technology is improving constantly, and we have to improve our practices with the employees and also adapt the record number. So the new software also will take care how give them to touch every meeting. So we have to encourage them to improve their task. So performance in software is changing their life and also build. Thank you.